Welcome back, everybody. This is another project for Mr. Keith Rucker. It's a 12-inch Camelback straight edge. Uh, Gentleman that's done a lot of the design work for Keith designed this one up. I'm just the guy that's going to be printing it. Um, but yeah, he put quite a few little neat details into it. It's a really nice design model. Like he added in these dovetail details to lock the two pieces together, which is really sweet. All the pattern draft is already here. Um, we got a little bit of time. This is going to be a fairly long print, each piece. Um, but I also want the resolution to be better. I did a 0.15 layer height on the last stuff that I did, which unfortunately the footage was kind of unusual, so that's why guys didn't get a video of it. But we're going to try a 0.1 on here since time is a little more available for this project. And hopefully it'll come out a lot nicer. I also changed the infill a little bit so I could again cut the time, but just wanted to make sure that it was doing a good pattern on the infill so it didn't have a lot of false starts and stops. Then we just go in and mark the each file so I know when I'm looking at the code which one's which, so I don't lose track. I've kind of found with bigger projects with a lot of pieces, it makes it a lot easier. Alright, so now we're just checking the next piece and continuing the same pattern. And now the final piece, got to rotate these last few pieces. So that one looks good. Save that one as well. And then next one, again, have to rotate it. And again, slices really nice. All the settings the same as before. And now we get on to the odds and ends. So these are the dovetail pieces. I'm going to change the infill on those to 100%. Just that way it's nice and solid. And then again, we got the alignment pins and do those at 100% as well. Well, we're finally out here in the garage, slowly getting the printer warmed up. The thing I'm going to do this go around is I'm actually going to scrape this bed because this gets a little bit of a lumpiness to it when it goes in between scraping, but it needs a little temp in it before I can actually scrape it. And then we'll reapply some stickum and should be ready to rock and roll. And this is why we sit here and watch the beginning. See, it was actually starting to curl this edge up because I didn't get the stickum all the way to the edges. So now I know exactly where the footprint's going to be. I didn't reset my slicer program after running printer number 1 because the software or the firmware on printer number 1's messed up still. It thinks it only has a 200 by 200 millimeter bed, which then means this one is just printing on part of the bed. That's alright. It'll be no big deal to just pause it and restart and actually start really nice when it's done. Well, I'm just about done printing all the odds and ends for this project. I got to clean up some of these holes and stuff, kind of get it roughed out for them, because I would feel upset if I didn't at least take the time to clean it up a little bit. But yeah, so far it turned out pretty good. I found that I changed the cooling fan on my printer, and I found the default fan profile wasn't quite right, so it wasn't running the fan like it was supposed to. But for this one, I just hand tweaked it and cranked up the speed on the fan, and voila, you can see where it was printing okay, and then when I turn the fan on, there's actually a line. You can just barely make it out along right here. But this one, I started from like layer 2 or layer 3 or layer 4. I cranked the fan up, so it printed a little more consistently all the way through. Much happier with it. And then I did the same thing for all these other ones. Just ran the fan right off the bat. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Like I said, just a little bit of cleanup work. Need to do a little fit work on these dovetails, because that first layer always likes to kind of swell. So I might take the deburring tool or a razor blade and clean that up a little bit. Also might take a file to these dovetails so we can get them to fit a little nicer. But yeah, coming along, turned out really nice. So that's about it. Like I said, all we got left is the dowels that are just about to start printing right now. And there they go.